Hi, welcome to our next DIY video. We had these made for us about 10 years ago by somebody. Fortunately, they've succumbed a bit to the weather and it's got a bit rotten here. So I'm going to show you how you can fix these using purely DIY skills and hopefully get them back out and full of plants. So we're going to strip off these original pieces to get in and do the job. It's only the one side that's actually rotten. Who knows why? It might have been the angle that they've sat at and that's where all the water sat. Hard to say really. The other one hasn't succumbed. We will treat it with a nice oil-based stain, but it's generally good condition still. Okay, so you can clearly see the rot here, so we'll cut all this out. We'll go back to maybe about 2 inches from this stay, as there's the joint going into here, and we don't really want to weaken that. So we'll just cut this piece out, put a new piece in, treat it, and then stain it, and screw these back on. Right, so you can see it's completely rotten, albeit the rot's now dried out. So I'm just going to use a jigsaw to cut along the line, and then we can put a new piece in. Okay, so the next part is to cut a piece of wood to go between these 2 points. We're not talking about fine joinery here. This is really just a case of trying to get something to fit in, and then we can shape the bottom piece to match as close as possible to this. Glue it together and then leave it overnight for it all to set. Okay, so fingers crossed it's reasonably tight fit. Which it is. So we need to do a little bit of shaping up to make sure it's as close as possible. Right, so we've got this piece of wood down that we're now going to put into here, and we're going to use exterior wood glue. It's just, we haven't been sponsored or anything by any products you see, they're just the ones that we're using. As long as it's an exterior grade wood glue, we glue that back in, leave it overnight, and then we can treat it and then stain it. It should be back to new then. If you see the glue squeeze out, it's quite a reasonable fit. Just a tiny bit proud. And we'll just clean off the excess and put a clamp on that and leave it overnight. You really want to make sure you get rid of all that excess. pressure off just a second, just tap that over a bit. Right, I'll do that up again. Should be right. We'll put another clamp on there and another clamp on there, and then that will hold that pretty tight. If we get that in some days. Too sure I should get that. Yeah, we will. There's some more glue squeezed out, it's always a good sign. Borders, I'll just put that over the clamp as well. That's better. I might just do that same with this one. Just pull that over a bit. In fact, I'll do that the way so nobody walks into it. Safety first. And we'll just leave that overnight to set. Okay, so we've sanded it back nice and smooth. We've smoothed at the bottom, and we've just put some fast drying filler in. We'll give that about half an hour and then sand that back, and then we're going to try and find a stain that's reasonably close to this. Stain it up so it's hopefully roughly the same colour, and then we'll give the whole thing a coat of oil and put the bottom back on. Okay, so the fast set waterproof filler is now dried. It's really just to stop any water from getting in around these gaps. And then we'll give this a sand back, and we've actually had a little bit of a play with some different stains we've got, and I think we've found one that's quite close. At least if we stain this the same colour as this, then whatever we treat it with, this should just blend in. We'll just have to sand this back first and then go on staining. So we'll just give that a clean with some white spirit. Just gets rid of any dirt and dust. And cleans it ready just to put some stain on. Obviously at some point we're going to do the whole thing, but it's really important we just do that first. Okay, so we're now going to put the dye on. We're giving it a good shake, and we've got a set of old Charles pyjama bottoms, perfect for just putting the stain on with. You don't want anything that's going to put too much sort of lint in. Okay, so we put these back on, and we put the screws loosely in that side. Because this is a new piece of wood in here now, we're going to drill a few pilot holes in each one and then put the screws in to locate. Okay, so that's all finished, but it's stained up the same colour now and it's nice and solid. So if you just get that planted up, that's all done.